Let's end it. He says, no. I should let him do more.
I say no time to check.
No, but it means something. It means you also have songs. Because there are some when they come here and I signal him, Charlie, last one. Okay.
And then finish.
Yeah, finish. It means your catalog is big.
Thank you.
And that is hard work.
Thank you so much.
Now, the poetry piece we played, did you know about it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've heard it a long time.
Oh, you've heard it. And did you meet the writer?
I haven't met him personally, no.
Oh, okay.
But I know he's here.
No, he's not here.
He's not here. I think you do know they come up for a desk
No. He said I got it this morning.
Big up.
When he said when he told me when he knew or he saw that I was hosting you, he sent it to me and told me that Brasami, I want you to welcome EL this way. I said no problem.
Awesome.
Send it to me. I'm going to welcome him in a special way, and I'm so happy you loved it and you knew about it as well. Now earlier before you joined us, we were talking about blogging, and we have an award-winning blogger here, GH Kweku. I want to believe you know him.
Yes, we haven't met personally.
Oh, you haven't met him personally? He's one of the baddest around.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm asking, the work they do and as celebrities, how are you guys connected to them?
Well, I mean, they are one of our main means of communicating with the masses. It's a very great way to communicate because it's very immediate. They are one of the first points of contact between us and the general population. So Charlie, big ups to them. They do an amazing job, man.
Do they sometimes go to the extreme with the kind of work they do? Maybe when it comes to their post online, do they sometimes go to the extreme?
Depending on what you mean by extreme, I think most of them get their revenue by clicks, clicks and advertisement. So they always have to find the means by which they can get the most clicks and subsequently the most advertising. So some of them might think about crafty ways to do it, and that's their thing, that's their way of doing things. It's just like everything else in this world, man. There are good sides and bad sides too.
Have you had any special encounter, maybe good or bad, with any journalist or blogger in Ghana so far?
Wow, Charlie, I had a guy some time ago. I actually walked into Paul's. Charlie, I'm very sorry about these guys. Then talk something about me. I buck the place where Charlie, I start to do things for them. But they were very gracious not to let that thing come out, because like if it come out, and the place they had cameras.
Oh really?
In the building. So what I go do for them, be EL cry, not my brand, So I'm really happy they kept that thing under wraps. But as they talking right now, I know they mean say you guys will go leak out. So, yeah. Because sometimes it depends. Where people they see you say you be calm and they try to take advantage, but be so way.
Wow! So you walked into the offices of Paul.
So I go there way the woman see me for the front. They ask me, say, "What are you doing?" I say, "I'm coming for an interview." Where I enter the place, which as I enter now, where I start shout, say, "Why you people?" They say, hear that? Say, shout. They shout. And they push things. People leave me. Wait, Charlie. Then put me for some room inside. We did that back and forth. But I'm happy we squashed that. So I've had my own experience.
But what did they do? What did they do that triggered you?
It was a story, man. You see, the thing we say after all this things,
after the VGMAs.
Oh yeah, this was about after the VGMAs, like 2 years after the VGMAs. But these things, say if these things happen, sometimes they even carry the reason why they fight. Go carry the reason why they fight. But it was something where it hurts me away. I go there with my PR. I send my PR after I go spot the place. My PR go there, we go back again. So it's just love, man. The PR go clean the place.
But what is your personal relationship with some of these people? For instance, I was shocked when he said you've not met GH Kweku yet because he's been around. What has been your personal relationship with them?
I mean, I have a few of them who I know personally, but for one reason or the other, I haven't met like many of them. I've met some of the ones who are very very close to people I know. Like I know Papi Kojo, so therefore I know Ameya. I know Banks because I grew up with him and stuff like that. But other people I came up with in the same neighborhood. So, but I haven't really explored so much to meet all of them, which I should.
I think you have to, because you are also a cool guy. Me and you, we have to be meeting more. I've been following your recent post on Donald Trump. Why you didn't like him like that?
No, I love Donald Trump. I just don't love him as the president. I love him as an individual. I like his business acumen. I like the fact that they mess around. He says things the way, but he's just not. Some people are not meant to do some things. and he has failed at the job he's doing. We can all see, but you know won't go. That's what I like about say you know do the same well, but still you won't day inside and cause fight. So I just like it's entertaining, and the thing is, when he leaves, we're not going to get anybody who's going to entertain us politically, like except our own honorables here.
Our own honorables here. They will be entertaining us. Oh, I'm not sure they can entertain us to the level Donald Trump was doing.
Some of them are entertaining.
I'll say. Make sure they. Maybe share Zylofon TV. We share Zylofon TV to be who they are. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Let's talk professionally. I was watching your YouTube last night and I saw some leaks. What is EL leaking all over like that?
Leaks is just my attempt to keep hip hop music alive in Ghana. So it's really not like a mainstream release. It's not really something that I'm doing to catch as much critical acclaim or masses. It's just for the hip hop community. So ever since I became EL, I've always tried to find a way to also put underground artists, upcoming artists, and so that's also another means by which I'm putting them on.
So is this to admit that hip hop is really going down in terms of audience appeal?
Well, I would
for the masses though.
Yeah, it's always been like that. Hip hop hasn't been, if we are all being honest here, it hasn't been like a mainstream genre. It hasn't been a main concern for us, but there's always a movement of hip hop, and it's always growing. So it's just my contribution to that movement.
And how is it going? Because I saw you featured some 1 or 2 people, Lyrical Joe and others. How is it going so far?
It's doing well. The way I projected for it to perform, it actually outperformed in terms of the numbers that I got on the back end. So it's actually doing well, but I'll put it on hold because now I'm into album mode. So I'm trying to get my album done now.
Before we get back to the leaks. Okay, now let's talk Azonto. I believe some months back, our own man SARKODIE started something he called Azonto Revival. And in Ghana, you cannot talk about Azonto and leave a name like EL out of that. During that time, what was really the discussion with you? Were you part of the discussion in the revival of Azonto?
I actually sent SARKODIE the beat, the track that we released, and then he loved it, and I think he was also on a course to do something concerning Azonto, so it was at the right time, and we both came out with our own Azonto thing. The thing is, Azonto is our music. I believe it hasn't come from anywhere else but ours, so it would be a shame for us to let it just disappear or wither away, so I always try and do also my possible best to keep that one alive. Like, I won't do everything some small Azonto and hip hop, but I believe if it's something where you can do, you might as well do it to the best of your ability.
Did you guys achieve what you wanted to?
We didn't actually state anything that we're going to achieve. We said it's Azonto Revival. We didn't give a time.
So it means the idea or the main motive was to revive the supposedly dead Azonto.
Well, we never said it was dead. we never came.
What do you revive when it is not dead?
Well, if it's happening at a subpar level, you can always revive it. If it's happening at a level which is not 100%, you can always revive it to a certain level. So
that's also true.
We just wanted to click there and remind people, say Azonto still there, and so it's not over yet. It's something that we're going to still do.
And I'm sure at the end of the day, you guys wanted it to have caught on with the people. Did it? Did it happen?
Honestly speaking, I wouldn't say it connected us as well as we would have liked, honestly speaking. But it's just a matter of deciding that we're going to go harder on it or lay back on it. So it's like I said, it's not over yet, Charlie. There's so much that we can do. We are alive, we are young, we are kicking. So
and I was a little shocked because people thought you and SARKODIE were not cool like that.
I don't know why, man. I have no idea, man. I don't know. People translate certain things to mean other things, and some people too. They end up fantasizing about certain situations. Like, okay, this guy's in a relationship with this girl. They want that to happen, or they want this guy to be for this guy. So small thing, it happened. So I don't know where that thing came from. But Sark and I are very cool. We've been together, we've been traveling together, we've been friends since
maybe in the initial stages, but now they think it is not rosy like it used to be. as in the relationship between you two?
Right now? Oh, come on. I visited SARKODIE's house. We were together 2 days ago.
Oh, wow.
We were in the studio taking pictures. So I don't know where that's coming from, but I always say this everywhere. People want things to happen. So I don't know if this is one of the things
yeah, I'm not sure. They don't want it to be happening. They don't want it like that. Now, let's talk about the brand EL and during the Corona lockdown era when everybody was doing virtual shows and all that. Some people expected that EL could also give the aliens some lockdown performance or some virtual concerts. Did it cross your mind? Did you discuss that with management?
It did, but at the time, no, I had my mind somewhere else. And I'm doing what Ibri far away. I'm doing other things, so I wasn't able to connect on that level. But I think a virtual concert, I don't like the way people usually do it. It's that they set up a big stage, steel aluminium stage with lights on them, and then they go on stage and start jumping like there are people around, but we all know there's nobody there. Yeah, so that's that level of I don't want to use the word pretentiousness, but that's the closest I can come for it. I like a vibe like, okay, I know there's nobody around, so I'm going to dumb it down and then try and connect with the person who is watching a few miles away or watching distant. I want that type of vibe. So that's what I've been working on for the past few months, and definitely I'm going to come out with my own live show to reflect that kind of idea. There are people who are doing it elsewhere. I haven't seen anybody doing it in Ghana before, so I might be the first person to bring this one.
So you don't believe in putting up that big stage?
That's metal stage.
The trusses,
no, and then they put LED lights around it like it's a real concert. But I know they connect with that one. Personally speaking, I know other people might like it, but I imagine doing it a different way, and it takes time to.
I get it. So how soon is your plan?
Yeah, well, I was actually speaking to them this morning on my way here. To be very honest, so very, 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 very soon we'll get it done.
It's likely to.
This song family. It starts where it hits me. Hey, this song, I don't listen to this song since I drop out.
No, so have you gotten to that stage yet where an artist has lost count of his songs?
Probably. I have a lot of songs. Actually, the ones that I've released, I can connect with them. Like, of course, I've officially released them or unofficially released them. But sometimes after the studio, they go through my files. Then I play some track. Then be me, I forget say I actually did this song pull down. So sometimes it overuse small. Especially when you're a producer like me and you're able to record yourself, produce your own beats, so you don't need too many people to help you with that stuff. It'd be hard sometimes.
I see. You are originally an Ewe boy, I guess.
My dad is Ewe, and my mom is Ghana. But I don't really identify to be either side. I'm a product of.
No, I actually want to ask, you are more prone to use a Ghanaian language in your songs than.
Yeah. Because I grew up with my mom's side of the family more than my dad's side of the family, so I never got to really learn how to speak Ewe. I grew up in Nasoman with my grandmom, and we were a lot of kids in the house, like running about. So the only language we actually spoke was Ghana.
Not long ago, Shatawale was here with us, and I'm sure Ricky is also here today, so I'm happy. He asked him, why is it that our Ghanaian artists, you guys are always not making moves, especially the way some of the Nigerian artists or African artists can come to Ghana, do promotion here and there. We don't see our top artists, including yourself, doing that, and we're asking, what is the problem? What can we also do as an industry to push that agenda?
I think to each his own. Everybody has their own path that they follow. Some people might move faster, some people might move slower. So I don't think it's incumbent upon any artist to do moves. First of all, what is moves? I don't understand the meaning of
like to connect with the international media, even in Africa, Nigeria, South Africa.
I think there are a lot of artists doing that if you watch close enough. I think there are a lot of artists who are going out of their comfort zone. There are a bunch of Ghanaian artists who are not in Ghana right now as we speak. So I think some of them might choose to work in silence, some of them might choose to work in loudness, but it depends on the artist. I think Ghanaian.
So in the case of EL, have you been making such moves, or some of these moves?
You know me, I need to talk plenty. I'm one of the artists who actually doesn't. If I win something for somewhere, now I will come online, then talk everybody, hey, look at this thing that I've won, and it be a lot. So I have people who actually do that for me, but I don't invest too much into it until I get to where I want to get personally. The place I won't catch now, no catch there yet. So as I get there, I will make enough noise. But I'm making my own personal moves. I just signed a deal with Orchard Distribution, a special deal, not your ordinary one. I'm signing another one.
How special is it?
Well, it's a little step up from your ordinary distribution. And also I'm signing something special with Sony ATV very soon as well. So I'm working on that. So we are still in talks, negotiating this and that, but it's definitely something which is also going to happen. So I'm also doing my own personal moves. This year I slew a lot of artists because we had so many plans on traveling and that, but we weren't able to do it. So
And now EL is an independent artist. Is it difficult being an independent artist, because when you have had a taste of BBNZ and all that?
I mean, it's challenging, but it's also very satisfying, because then you feel like you are your own master and you don't owe anybody any explanations for anything. So for me, myself personally, it's one of the best decisions that I've made for my own personal sanity and my own personal self, control.
Hold on. I want us to open up this discussion. Is it because artists don't want to be disciplined to follow rules with record labels, or what? Because now almost every artist I interview, you ask them about whether they want to be signing, they go like, no, it's not actually a big deal for them now. They want to be, and it is the same reason they give. You are not boxed, you are not controlled.
I started here before.
No artist. The thing about being an artist is you are supposed to create, and that creativity should come from within you. And if it's coming from within you, that means the emotions that you are feeling within yourself is going to attach to that creativity and flow out, right? So now, if you are in an environment where you feel like you are being stifled, or you are being pressured, or you are in a negative type of setting, that is what's going to flow out from you. Now, creativity demands for you to feel as liberated and free as possible. So I think today's artists, they run away more and more from those type of deals, because they feel like they are always under an obligation to fulfill this and that, to do this and that. And I think that also stifles creativity. And when the creativity comes out, it's not the kind of color that you want. Me personally, I've gotten deals after I left my old label. I've gotten deals. I recently got a deal which actually we looked at and was like, wow, this is actually ridiculous. Like, if I sign this and they give me this amount of money that they are saying, I wouldn't have to make music again. I wouldn't, honestly. But
the money was huge.
It was great. It was great. But the terms are now, we are going to dictate to you when you are going to drop your music. We're going to dictate to you who you are going to feature, when you are going to go on tour, when you are going to do this, where you are going to do, and your videos. We're going to dictate how your videos. And me being a creative guy like that, I cannot just give that all away just because of some dollar signs. So I feel like where I am, I'm very comfortable, I'm very happy, I'm very content. So why would I give all that away if I want to drop a song today and I go talk to this guy, me my own song, go talk to this guy, make this guy sign this thing.
But someone also argue that yes, it is their money that also do the promotion. It is your song, but it is their money that
it's very subjective. Some artists sitting across from me right now might say this is very great for me right now. I know for drop song, if I won't drop song, I'll just drop the song then sleep. But I'm a little bit more involved, and I've been blessed with the gift to create, so I don't go dash that one to anybody.
I see. After winning the VGMA's Ultimate, sometimes do you think that I'm done with Ghana music, like I have conquered?
I don't think I can ever be done with Ghana music. At a point, I thought so, actually. At a point, I left Ghana for the better part of a whole year, and I was just gallivanting around the globe. I've been a lot of places, and the thing is that there's no place like home, man. There's absolutely no place. You can go anywhere in the world, experience all those things, but at the end of the day, there's no place like home. So there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think traveling and seeing all those things has also given me a different perspective, a different way of looking at music, the music scope, the music industry. It's taught me a lot. So
I know you tell yourself, I don't have anything to prove to Ghanaians anymore.
No, me personally, No, not at all. That's why sometimes I even drop a song and I don't say anything again. I just drop the song. If you go listen, you go listen. Sometimes because I feel like there's a formula to this whole music thing. There's steps that you have to follow. So it's up to you, if you know those steps, to decide whether you want to go from 0 to 10 or 0 to 100. So it's all there. It's all knowledge that you can get. So I feel like I don't know anybody anything at this point in my career. No, I don't.
I see. And how is EOS connect to the industry, from event people, for media people? I know from time to time you come to us, but from event people and all that, how are you connected to them?
I would say I have a great relationship with them. I always move in a very small circle. It's just as after they come, I don't come with a whole entourage. It's just me and my assistant. Yeah. But I have a great network around me. If I want to do this, I know who to call. I know if I want to do this, I know who to call. And so depending on what I want to achieve, I can always expand or contract my network. And I think that's something but there are a lot of people out there who also have a lot of conceptions about me personally as a brand, which might not be the most accurate. So sometimes I was.
But I thought that was cleared after some years.
Oh no!
Yeah, no. Those who thought EL is anti-so, EL sees himself so much, and therefore.
Yeah, I'm a little introverted. That one, it's true. But people sometimes mistake that for being standoffish. But the thing is, like, if I meet somebody right now, I'm not go run to you then start making conversation. That's not me. I'll stand back, and then the approach might be a little slower than other people. So that's what being an introvert is. That's the way I am. I shy small. Sometimes I shy wow. But that's the kind of person who I am. So you might take that to be like, oh, Idi Rush, but it's just me trying to process my whole environment and then approach it
before you fit in.
Yeah, and so people who know me know exactly the type of person I am. I'm goofy. I'm a goofy guy. Yeah.
Where should we play Still Popping, the new one?
That is it's been, because it's been a hard year. It's been a hard year, but we did talk Corona say we still the pop. We just want to get to a point where we just celebrate after all the craziness. And so when I was considering which song to drop for Christmas, that song stood out. And big ups to Richie of Links Entertainment, because they helped me to pick exactly which song was great for the season. They helped me to mix and master all my tracks on the next album. So big ups to them. And we thought this would be a great track to kick off the celebrations with.
So Still Popping is more or less like a Christmas song EL is giving to us.
It's not a Christmas song, it's the Christmas song.
It is the Christmas song.
The Christmas song.
I know right. DJ Sticker, let's listen to it before we ask the rest of the questions on this one called Still Popping. Something new from EL. To know you had a joint album with AI.
Hey, I don't know what you're talking about. That man.
The link up,
bro. The link up, man.
How did it go?
Oh, it's amazing, man. I love the energy. And that project was just something else, man. I really enjoyed making that project with AI, man.
Was it successful?
In terms of local acclaim, not 100%, but in terms of the reaction that I got from the fans, I really enjoyed it, and we made a few numbers online as well, so,
with streams.
Yeah, with streams and stuff like that. We push extra hard on that tip, just to make as much as possible. So
now Still Popping. Did I miss This Is Crazy, Charlie?
Oh, now I know they top. Because I didn't produce it. This Is Crazy, Charlie is mainly on songs that have been produced by me. But this was produced by P. P on the beat. He's like
P on the beat.
Yeah, my personal producer.
Okay. So anytime you hear This Is Crazy, Charlie, then that is your production.
That is my production. Yes.
Oh,
that is my production. So even on FR Homeband, people ask me the same thing. Why don't you put This Crazy, Charlie for top? I haven't used it in a long time. At the point, I stopped using it entirely. But I'm using it again.
No, it has some feeling.
I know. I can see it. I'm really sorry I took it away, guys. Very sorry.
It has some feeling. Yeah. So if it comes on a song, I'm not sure it'll be a bad thing like that. So let us be having it there as well. Okay, now let me come to my people. GH Kweku is also here, and I'm sure GH Kweku as a blogger also ask EL some one or two. you today you also have to tell him what they also have to do so that you guys get connected. connected. Aha. Yes, so Kwaku, maybe you can start. Today is your day with EL. Any question to EL? What you would also expect artists to be doing for the blogging business to be easier between you guys?
I mean, this are not prepared. I didn't sit down to enjoy the conversation.
Put one through.
Definitely. I'll just suggest one or two things. I believe over the years, I've been receiving press statements and releases from his camp.
Okay.
For some time it stopped, so I'll just urge him to look at that also. Yeah, that would be. And then personally, I don't know his PR. Yeah, so most of the time,
you know Suraya.
I know Soraya.
Yeah, Soraya works closely.
Okay. I didn't know she still works with him. So I'm sure from here on we can look at it, and then whatever. We don't really need to engage him. He's a busy man. So
I know.
I mean, Soraya can do the rest of the job.
Nice one. I'll come back to you, James Kwaku Property. Yes, Niso, question contribution to EL and the new one.
This matter
still popping.
Yeah, this matter there, it's like a reunion right now.
Yeah, man.
We
go way back.
Always, studio bay. We do studio chale from morning to evening, every day chale. You understand? Yeah. And I'm happy hearing what I'm hearing. You know that me, mum, there are no shock. Just that, when some few days ago, actually, I was actually talking about EL, and I was saying that the EL I know Ghana, we don't know him. No, we don't know him. Cry, you understand? He has too much, and I actually understand him when he was talking about the record label issue. You understand? And when an artist like that with so much inside of him, all he wants to do is let people
the fire come out,
hear what is inside of him. So when I feel like this thing there, no people for hear this thing, then some
long process
sit down with their tie and white shirt to tell you that you wait, relax. We are looking at something. There's quote some figures and some grammar and something, and then
science and data.
You understand? And then by the time the song will come out, naturally you'll be more thyself. You understand? So I understand him and all that. So it will take a lot for an artist like that to actually work with a record label, and I know that he can. You understand? He can. It's just a matter of the good deal coming up. You understand? Yeah. And the new one, like I said, me mum, there are no shock. You understand? Yeah. December we go pop.
Still popping. Whether coronavirus or no coronavirus, still popping. Which one?
Corona.
Yeah, he did, pal. Yeah, he did.
It was when I saw your this thing before I carried
nose mask.
I
beg, don't joke with it. He did.
The president.
No.
Yesterday's address. Stated that it is gradually on the rise.
You know why?
Yeah.
So
we should.
It be the rally where they cause that.
Adam.
Yeah.
Question contribution.
Okay. I have some questions for you.
Yes, sir.
You are a producer too, aside being a musician.
Yeah.
Have you been producing beats for artists like the way?
Yeah, I do.
You started.
I do. Just the only problem is now the beats are very, very what's the word? Very expensive these days. So I produce for artists who can actually have a plan around what the beat is for, what the project is, how far you're going to take it. So I produce for a lot of artists outside now.
And not in Ghana?
Not really, not a lot in Ghana. I produce for artists in Ghana who I'm very close to or who I'm working with directly. So I produce something for my small boys, the upcoming artists and stuff like that. But when it comes to official productions, for me to sit down to produce for an artist, there has to be a whole project that we're working on.
What do you make of the progress of Dope Nation, who have passed through, had a stint with you, and
I mean,
and some people feel their voice test are close to you. What do you make of that
when you hang around people, I mean, they pause, but they rob off you, in one way or the other. So, I mean, they are my boys. It's a family thing, and I'm very proud of them.
Very proud of them.
Yeah.
When Sammy was speaking to you about trying to you feel like you have something to prove to Ghanaians.
Yeah.
You know, the response you gave gave me the impression that it's like you are not trying to be that aggressive again, you know, and you think maybe you've done it all, and there is no
talk to your mic, please.
There is no need for that aggression. Is that the impression I'm getting from you, right? That EL is not going to be that aggressive, you know. He's going to do his thing. And
he throws his song and he uses it.
No. I don't. That's not the impression at all. Of course, you have to. If you are doing something, you have to put your all into it. But I think the point was that a lot of artists have an agenda. Then they do one because they want to prove something to somebody, and I feel like that one alone is defeating the purpose. If you are doing something because you want to prove something to somebody, say I'll be the this, I'll be the that, I'll be the that. It's counterproductive. It came to a time I called myself best African rapper, where I wanted to prove to people, say me I'll be the best African, say the whole Africa I'll be the best. So I released a series of mixtapes back to back to prove that point. But at the end of the day, you sit down and you ask yourself, Charlie, is all that necessary? It's all that, like, it be necessary, say, for prove to people, say, just do what you can do and then leave the rest to God. So that's how I operate right now. Fortunately for me, I've built a few things around me that make it very easy for me to, like I said before, either choose to go to 1 or to 10 or to 100. I can choose to do that, but it's a matter of me, my personal preference. So, yeah.
Finally, from the time of reading the VGMA Artist of the Year to now, do you think that you have faced, I won't put it this way, what kind of challenge have you faced right after that point of winning VGMA?
No, after you win VGMA, you know, there's a lot of pressure on you to outperform yourself. You know, you have to do better. You have to come out, Charlie, even higher than before. And that was, for me, a lot of pressure on me, because, Charlie, I'm an artist, Charlie. I make music. So if I keep doing the music that I've been doing all this time, and then people want a little extra, it's just a little crazy for me personally. So I would say it's been a little challenging, because now I have to outperform myself, but I'm going at my own pace. I don't, like I said before, I don't really have anything to prove to anybody, so I go at my own pace. I don't look at it.
But has it been difficult outperforming yourself, or you think you've done that?
Charlie, if you try to outperform yourself, you'll fail. If you sit down at the desk, I think Nee can even attest to this, because he's an artist. If you go sit behind your production desk and tell yourself, say, they can't make hit track, you know, go make hit track. It's not possible for you to go and sit down and say, Charlie, right now the track I can do right now, hey, it go over everybody. You know, go anywhere, because now you are pushing yourself. Like, like you mean right now, you mean your own self. You know, say you mean anybody. You have meant yourself. You want it's a matter of finding the right energy and going with the flow. So
when you was talking about the record label issue, for instance, I was one thing that came to mind was that, you know, a record label can tell you that, Charlie, in 3 months before drop the album. As an artist, and it can happen to me that in 3 months I've recorded only one song in 3 months. And you want a whole album in 3. So you see the pressure, Charlie.
Excuse me to say, that is why a lot of artists, and you find them doing a little this and that. Because therefore smoke, they clear them my head. Because Charlie, right now the pressure I did in my head, my head top right now, it go over them. So therefore I make everything clear before they go fit to come out with it.
That happen to you too?
It happens to me once in a while, but I don't do that. I'm not for clear like that.
On this note, will you suggest that as part of the team artists put together, like having a publicist, a manager, wrote this, will you suggest that artists need psychologists? Because some people say,
Charlie, talk to your mic.
Some of you are emotional.
I don't know one artist who hasn't gone through depression more times before. Because it be one of the most, you think being a lawyer or whatever is cutthroat. Being an artist is one of the most cutthroat businesses, because, Charlie, one day you are here, the next day nobody care. Who are you? Like, when the last time you were relevant? Nobody go pick up your calls there. You know? So it is a very serious topic. that artists go through. That's why artists sometimes they have to do a lot of things just to calm themselves
including
down.
smoking.
You say they should get psychologists as part of the team.
That's the thing. Once you're going through those mental problems,
that is if it works. That is if it works.
You're going to have to talk to somebody. Even if it's not a psychologist, you're going to have somebody there who can talk you down, who can advise you or calm you down.
So in your case, who do you deal with in such situations?
It's between me and my God.
But not smoking. Not smoking.
No. Oh, you mean what do I deal with? Like in terms of chemical
clearing your mind.
Oh, the clearing. No, I have my own way. I get people for somewhere.
You got agents for pot.
Yeah.
Clearing agent.
That's it. I get clearing agent. They clear it.
All right, Ricky, come through. Quick one. I wanted to touch on. I think I disagree with Iya when he says that they don't. And Niso was also supporting that 3 months you do one song. They don't do hits. They don't go into the studio. I don't know, but he said it in a way. I wanted to come in, but I just kept my cool. But it contradicts what he said that this song be the Christmas banger then, because if you feel that you're working and you don't have that mindset of this is supposed to be a hit or whatever, then what mindset did you go into creating this song and feeling that this song is going to be the Christmas banger then?
You get it?
No. Let Iya answer.
No, I'm saying it's a frame of mind. Every artist wants to be successful. You go into the studio because you want to make music that people are going to like. But the definition of a hit is song where everybody they like, where you go far, where they play on the man.
That viral song.
But you can't predict what song is going to hit or not too. You can't, because you can have a great song. An artist out there can have a really good song, but go hit because put other things in place. That'd be one. But what I meant by saying go into the studio with a mind say you won't do hits, we say you won't prove something to somebody. You want Charlie this song dear, Charlie no this one now dear, be like the way things to go. I for do hits today. No, it's a mind state. When you go into the studio with that mind state, that is when I think that you might not succeed.
And also before I come back to it, there seems to be an issue with artists and labels, and I don't know why they all struggle to deal with that. But you see, it's business. Beyond that, like if it be $1 million they give you, it's business. It's like me bringing you to come and work for Zylofon and saying come work 8 to 5. That'd be why they pay you. So if you think, because I realized that Nick was also support, like it's like if you think that 8 to 5.
But now all artists do, not Nia. Yeah, they think they want to be independent.
Yeah, if you think that you can't work 8 to 5, then work in
you are absolutely right too. Yeah. All I'm talking about is the setting. Like me personally, or even more artists, you are in a setting where it's very negative, it's very pressure day or topper. Then that one day is going to affect you, because right now you are in a setting where Charlie every time things day your top you are supposed to do. But if you're in a setting where you have been given
that
a
conversation,
schedule,
I would like to have that real conversation.
Yeah, they give you schedule. Say okay, right now you are in a deal. We know that you are a talented artist. Use your talent to give us 3 albums in the next 2 years. If you're a serious artist, definitely you put those things into your mind when you're working. Yeah. But right now, if you're in a setting where today, Charlie, this they happen, and then there's unplanned this, which is what happens usually in our industry, because we are not that mature. We're not that. We haven't reached there yet. And now today do this.
Resources
okay, do that one again. Do this. Then you're pulling you and pushing you, and then you become.
I get you.
And anyway, also you see,
allow him to finish. Yeah,
the question. So I just wanted to add to what.
Me, I'm changing the question.
I thought you were about to ask. No.
I want to have the real conversation. I want to them quick one. J-So, Trigmatic, J-Town, Kwikuti, Scientific.
Yeah.
That was the era of Charlie, G-Trap, Ghanaian music, like Ghana hip hop. That was the era. You were part of it. We all thought, we all saw and thought that that was going to be the next level for hip hop in Ghana. Them all vanished at the same time, like at the same era, just when them all were at the top. But for you, who went into, a different mode, beast mode, make us see that way. What do you think was the cause of that?
Yeah, sell out. I sell out, bro.
Sell out.
The guy say we all the rap no, then EO pay start sing. I with them more than bomb me. Say what you do no? So I sell out. I had to sell out before I started selling.
For survival.
Yeah.
Fact.
No, you sell out for survival.
Survival, Charlie.
No,
Yeah.
but yeah, what did that mean? Like, and what happened? Like, because everything, you know, say be your era way, everything crashed.
I the kind of day where that Skillion's group. I say that Skillion because after that a new Skillion's group came up.
Yeah.
But that Skillion's group that he just mentioned, the kind of day.
I don't even want to use it as was it just beyond the
it was not Skillion's, but
the whole
Skillion's was the glue.
Yeah,
was
that's
the main
true.
movement.
That's true.
But at that time, no, I think I said we go play some show for National Theatre. After the show, we always say, "Nah, this thing no go work," because the coherence wasn't there. We went vibing like that on stage. If it comes something else, freestyle, sci-fi, right now they put me on National Theatre, say come perform. It wasn't our vibe.
Okay.
You know, the commercialization of Skillions. That's right now. Skillions is very prosperous. When you go to London, it's a whole record label. It's doing amazing. But for that era in Ghana, no, that was it.
Couldn't succeed.
Yeah.
Also, there's been claims, you know, that the likes of you, AI, Walasi, you know, people expect that you people they do the real music or sensible music, so to say. Like people expect that you are the guys to take Ghana music to the next level. Interestingly, we are hearing, or interestingly, people feel that other people are rather making the hits.
But
do you think it's real?
Who feels what and who feels what?
No. I won't ask you because people say it that Charlie, if they talk of music, people who they write and they do this, the Wallaces, then they mention you guys. Meanwhile, like AIs, then and get a real talent, they sing and all of that.
It's a matter of percentage, it's a matter of numbers.
So you think make that in there, no the far safe?
It's but I know we'll figure. Let me say this. I might be wrong, but most of the people who I approach for sponsorship or sports like that, they don't understand my type of music. Most of them are not interested in investing in the creative arts, and if they do, they want to invest in the people who they can speak their language. I need to speak that language. There's a street language that's more people understand. I don't speak that language, so if I didn't make music, there's a certain kind of quality to it that might not connect to a lot of these people. So it's up to me to find the people who I can connect with, who are very, 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 very small percentage, and then we can move on from there. But believe you me, just like it happened in Nigeria, and you saw the uprising of certain artists, you saw Burna Boy come up with a different sound. It's the same thing which is going to happen in Ghana in the next few years. It's a whole movement going on that is bubbling under. I bet you in the next 2 to 3 years it's going to be a whole overhauling of the
and then which people are we which barriers
that you mentioned with me leading them, of course.
Okay.
No, we don't need them.
Because for us to actually go international, there's a lot of sound that is so-called the leading sound right now, which is going to have to be cancelled for us to actually make an impact internationally, or else we are not going to get anywhere, because the language has to connect, the music has to connect with the rest of the world.
So what it means that you guys are coming to retire some people who are controlling the space now.
We are. That is true, but I wouldn't say retire, but we are going to retreat. It's not retire.
I beg you, quick one. VGMA, you've been on since 2011 to 2016. After that big award, which was the Artist of the Year, you've been missing, you've been quiet. I'm in the event space in terms of major mainstream events. You haven't been, close to a lot of the mainstream events. How does that happen to an artist? Or like
after VGMA, I've performed all over the place. I've performed on stages, but the thing is, after VGMA, I left for a while. There was a period of time where personally, I was just disconnected from the whole scene, because I felt like it was for me personally, which I haven't said too many places, it was an anticlimax for me. I was like, wait, this is it? This doesn't feel like the way I thought it would feel. So I felt a little disappointed, and then I left for a while. So after that, it has just been for me trying to figure out who I am, what I want to achieve with this musical thing. Personally, it's a journey for me. And so that's where I am right now. But I'm releasing music. I have some of the most satisfying numbers, and for me, it's all about the numbers for me right now. So
on this now,
take it.
Well, talking about the anti-climax, does that mean like the comments from people? And
No. I'm just a hard man to please. I just won, and then I'll be Artist of the Year. People call for here, want you to do this, want you to do this, but then I don't know, maybe it be me. It be the way I function, the way I think. All those things don't impress me. I haven't found really, for me personally, what I want. Honestly, people ask me about getting married. I don't know if I want to do it. People ask me about this and that. It's really very unconventional stream of thought for me personally as Elom. It's very unconventional. So I'm still on my journey. I'm still trying to figure out what I want. I'm a very unconventional human.
Lomi, he doesn't want to marry, but he's eating.